Anthony Davis to the Lakers.
It's the rumor.
Is that going to happen this year, Tim?
That's the plan.
It has to happen.
Now, will it happen?
It has to.
I'm still like, but that's the plan. That's what everyone wants to talk about.
Okay, so what are they saying in LA? What are they saying on sports radio? What are the fans feeling?
Well, I mean, we're waiting to make that happen. We see that Magic and Rob are actually working by, the evidence. We see this whole KCP for possibly Trevor Ariza deal that could possibly happen as well. So we see them working. I know that, New Orleans doesn't want to feel like they're getting fleeced, but if Anthony Davis comes to you and tells you that he's out of the door next year, you've got to trade him.
Don't wait.
There's other teams that could possibly give up more. Boston, but Boston doesn't want to trade Tatum. And if I'm New Orleans, I don't let him walk unless you give me Tatum.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to let you give me, Marcus Smart or Keith Morris.
No.
Nah.
And, I'm not going to let you do that.
No.
So if you really want him, I know you got first-round picks, but I want Tatum.
Here's what I need. I'm going to say Tatum or Brown. I'm going to let you have the choice. Right?
Yeah. Because you're losing one of them.
You're losing one. I got to have one of them. Rozier is coming with either of them.
Okay.
All right. So if it's just Tatum, then it's going to be Tatum and Rozier. If it's Brown, it's Brown, Rozier plus.
But here's what the problem is. They can't keep those guys, keep Hayward and keep Kyrie. They can't do that. And I think the way the contracts are, I think a couple of them are under Bird rights or Bird contract, whatever it is. You can't have that many players under. They have to move somebody. Somebody's got to move.
Right. And it's affecting their play.
Yeah.
It's affecting
They
their
got
play.
too many pieces. And they're not and even though the pieces kind of fit,
They don't.
well, they're not good enough to beat the Bucks and Toronto. They're struggling against those two teams.
Right. Sometimes less is more, especially in basketball, because you have to concentrate. There's only but a certain amount of shots. Mm-hmm. You're going to get 70. Okay?
Yeah.
If someone is going to be taking 20 of that 70.
Yeah.
Okay? You need the person that's taking that 20 of the 70 shots to shoot 475 and up. That's what guarantees you to have an efficient offense. A volume scorer that shoots at a good percentage. For that player to get that good percentage, he's got to be in rhythm. Ball coming to him constantly, and you have to play through him. You can't have all of these guys getting 5, 6, 7 shots because you're going to need somebody to hit a shot in the fourth quarter, and they haven't had a shot since the second.
What if they give up Al Horford?
They should not give up Al Horford. Al Horford is a keeper. So they have to keep. Here's what they have to keep. Mm-hmm. Horford.
Has a big contract.
Kyrie.
Big contract.
I would almost say Hayward.
Big contract.
Okay. Kyrie and Horford you got to keep.
Okay.
But do you?
What's that?
But do you? Because Kyrie's a free agent after this season.
He said he was going to stay, but there's no guarantees. He's complaining a little bit these days.
I mean, complaining or just making a good argument. I mean, hey, Kyrie, are you going to be with us? Because if you are, we need to know. But Kyrie's not going to give them no type of break on that pay. Kyrie is going to get maxed out.
Oh, yeah.
And
as he should.
As he should. So if you want him in your Boston, you're going to have to give up
everything,
Tatum or Brown, and you're definitely giving up draft picks.
Right. You got to give up everything and rebuild around them.
Coming back to the Lakers, the reason why I feel like we have a shot is because Boston's not going to want to give up all of that for him. So if you're New Orleans, you got to go back to a suitor that at least has something and some pieces that you can pull from. And so, Brandon Ingram, which, again, I'm still not very high on, but everyone seems to think that he is going to develop. 3 years in, he does not have a jump shot, and I'm just like, I hope someone takes him. Like, if we could get Anthony Davis for a package that involves Brandon Ingram, I would be the happiest man in LA.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what people see in him. It's sort of to me like, and I know this is gonna hurt you though, Joe, but it's sort of to me like Matt Stafford. Like, I mean, he's a good quarterback. He's got a strong arm. He can do all those things. He can't win for you.
Something's missing.
That's Brandon Ingram for me.
Yeah.
He can't shoot.
He can't shoot free throws. I saw
he
that.
weighs 160 pounds. So you trying to go to the for the cup. I'm not nervous.
Yeah.
Like, you don't pump fear in no one's heart.
Right.
So, you know, I would be ecstatic of that. And so who else can offer them, you know, outside of Philly giving up on Ben Simmons or somebody, which you don't see them doing, you know, who has pieces, young pieces, that they're willing to part ways with that, you know, to make that trade. I see only a couple teams. And, you know, I'd like Magic to pull that off, but, you know, it's going to be a tough one.
All right. If I'm the Pelicans, this is what I want. Lonzo Ball.
Okay. I give that up.
All right. I'm going to say Kuzma or Ingram, even though we know better. Ingram still has a reputation around the league as a potential superstar. Right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm the Lakers, I'm quick to be like, here's a potential superstar.
You can have Ball and Ingram. I wouldn't give Kuzma up.
So I got to have Ball, Ingram or Kuzma. And then I don't really want your draft picks.
Okay.
But I need more.
Who do you want, LeBron?
Well,
it ain't much left.
You're gonna take draft picks.
Yeah, that's nothing you can do. You just take
them. You have to.
But the draft picks are going to be
for the next 5 years. They're not going to be worth nothing.
Not for Anthony Davis.
Yeah, I can't give
you know what I'm saying? Anthony Davis is arguably. It's not even arguably. He's a top 3 player.
But this is the problem you run into when you wait for a while, when you're trying to figure out what you're doing with your team, what you're going to do with your star, and now you're in a position that there's not that much of a market for what you think you deserve.
But, you know, it's still early enough for me to get his value.
But you know that for sure, because once you get into next year, a team is not going to break the bank for a dude that's going to
do it now.
Right, so you got to do something. So there's only a couple teams that can provide what you're looking for.
All right, Lonzo Ball.
And remember, he can tell them, I'm not going to stay here when free agency comes. So you have to bear that in mind, too. He wants to play here.
All right. Lonzo Ball, Kuzma or Ingram, 3 first-rounders. Can I get that, Tim?
I gave you 2.
Let's make it happen.
See that?
Immediately.
He's ready.
Let's do it. We're in the conference finals this year and possibly playing for an NBA championship this year.
Yeah, you don't want a draft pick to get in the way of your future.
Right.
Because
come on.
It's a big deal. Yeah.
What about Kuzma,
he's
though?
the next star of LA if that trade happens.
What about Kuzma?
I keep him.
If you got Anthony Davis, if you have Anthony Davis and LeBron James, you don't need Kuzma.
Yes, you do.
I got to get Kuzma in the deal.
Yeah, you do. Because when LeBron has to go to the bench, you need some buckets. Kuzma, I think, has a high. He's got a big future ahead of him, in my opinion.
He does, but that's why I got to have him. Kuzma, Lonzo.
I hear you, and it's going to be on Magic to say no.
Yeah.
Like, no.
You think he's going to say no?
Yes, I think he will for Kuzma.
We're giving you Anthony Davis on the table.
Look, no, you got to play hardball with some of these people. Like, hey, we'll take our chances with him leaving you, and you get nobody.
Right.
We're giving you Brandon Ingram, who everyone seems to think has that high ceiling.
Ball.
We're giving you a piece of our core. We'll give you Lonzo Ball, even though you've got Collison over there. Or no, they got Holiday, right?
They got Holiday. Well, I mean, once they trade Anthony Davis, Holiday's gone too. He might send him back to Cali.
We'll give you Lonzo. We'll definitely give you Lonzo. But at the same time, like, we're not going to give you 3 and draft picks. We're not giving you Kuz, Ingram, and Ball.
No way.
We're not giving you Kuz, Ball, and 3 draft picks because now you've upped the price with Kuzma. So the offer that we're looking at, and I saw another one that included Orlando in the deal, where we would give up one of our big men as well to go to Orlando.
Wouldn't do it.
So you're saying either Tyson Chandler or McGee would have to be shipped out, which makes sense. You're bringing in Anthony Davis. He's playing 40-plus minutes a night. But there's only so much you're going to be able to get.
But remember,
him, even though he's a top 3 player.
Davis can play the wing. Dude, Davis can play on the wing,
I'm not
too.
giving you LeBron.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you LeBron for him. No, that's not the trade. We're not making that trade. That's not what we're doing.
Right.
So either you take your chances of losing him, because the West is stacked, man. Everybody in the West outside of Phoenix has double-digit wins. And so you could win 50 games and miss the playoffs in the West.
Yeah.
And if he sees that is what's happening, and don't slough off and end up, being projected to win 45 and miss the playoffs, like, he could tell them, hey, you guys haven't built a team around me, and I'm going to walk. And then at that point, you're going to get nothing for it.
Yeah.
Now, the only problem with that is that he's still under contract for 2 years. So he does not have as much pull as he would like to at this point. Like, getting traded this year is not a priority for New Orleans. Unless he just comes out and says, I'm not playing for you guys anymore. He's got to pull a Aaron Rodgers. I'm getting my coach fired.
Right.
I'm getting staff members fired.
Yeah.
And once they're gone, I'm going
Which
to come
you
out and
could.
drop a triple-double with 60.